What's up, guys? This is Stunt Rob. We're back in the garage. We got the Sporty on the lift right now. We're gonna be swapping out the Shinko rear tire for a burner tire. We're gonna be doing some burnouts this weekend, as well as a little review on the Ideal tire machine. Alright guys, so first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to jack up the bike and we'll get this rear wheel taken off and we'll get ready to be put on the tire machine. Grab some power tools. Bam. Now that we've got the bike jacked up, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this cotter pin and loosen up the axle nut. And then we're gonna go ahead and we'll push the axle out and we'll drop this baby down. Just remembered on my handbrake setup, I do have to take the calipers off first, so we'll grab a little power ratchet, and I believe it's number 8 Allen. Pop these guys off real quick. And there we got it. Now we got our rotors off of the caliper bracket. Got all of our hardware, cotter pin, bolt lined up. We're gonna go ahead and grab our mallet real quick. And we'll go ahead and we'll hammer this axle through and we'll get this wheel taken off. Crashed on this bike a few times to the axle. I gotta hammer out through the other side. But there we got it. We'll pull the chain off. And the wheel's free. Very nice. So now that we got our wheel off, we got our double handbrake bracket from Cox Stump Parts, got all of our hardware and our axle lined out. Got our wheel set aside. Let's go ahead and we'll fill up the compressor. Good old Harbor Freight compressor. This thing's actually pretty quiet. It's the Fortress 175, sorry I can't talk, PSI, 26 gallon. It's actually really quiet, so I have a 1-car garage running that and I can comfortably talk to someone. It's not piercing your ears, so I'm gonna let that fill up for a sec and then we'll go ahead and we'll get working on this guy. While the compressor's filling up, we'll go grab a burner tire. It's a Moto House in here. Bunch of shops in the area get takeoffs, so I'll come swoop them up. So luckily I got a pretty hefty stack right now. I'll grab one of these, little Harley Davidson Dunlop. Got some pretty decent tread on here too. So go bring this out to the garage and wait for that compressor to fill up. Going white walls. So before we change the tire, we'll talk about the machine a little bit. So this machine is the Ideal TC400M. You can see it here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the phone, but the Ideal CT 400M. Basically, it's MSRP around $2,000. I lucked out and happened to get this on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. Looked like dude barely used it at all. Looks brand new. The only thing I ripped off the Ideal sticker, but it used to have the big brand sticker right there. I've probably changed maybe 30, 40 tires on this thing already, mostly Harley tires, but this thing's been a godsend so far. I mean, you probably saw the stack of tires back out there, how often we're changing these Harley tires between just regular tire changes, stunt bike changes, mini bike changes. This thing's been great. It does everything from a 6-inch rim up to a 24-inch rim, so pretty much anything that I'm going to be changing. We'll start draining the air out of here. We'll grab the valve stem tool out of here. Pop this valve stem, let this drain out real quick. Alright, so that's all done draining. Bring it over there, pop the bead in a sec. But the main reason why we're actually swapping this tire for this tire is these Shinko 777s are super grippy, really good for wheelies, not so great for burnouts. So we're gonna throw one of these old burner tires. These slide really good. We're gonna get some burnout practice in this weekend. Get some good lock days in, probably go out Saturday and Sunday. So gonna pop that on there. But let's get this guy ready to be popped. So looks like we got good pressure. Let's go ahead and we'll grab this. We'll plug this guy in. The first step in changing this is we're gonna pop the bead and break the tire free from the rim. Pop. We'll go do this all the way around both sides, and then we'll clamp it up top on the machine. All right, got one side popped, spin it around, repeat the process on the other side. All right, one more and we'll be good. Bam, so we got the bead popped and we're ready for the next step. And all these operations I'm doing on the machine are all being done by the foot controls. So that first breaking the bead, I was using this step. The next one over brings the clamps in, so I'll be using this next to actually clamp the rim in the machine. And then this one will rotate the whole setup to be able to bring the bird dog down, and we'll be able to pop that tire off there. So we go ahead, we got that bead popped. We'll throw it in the clamps. I usually like to clamp one first and slowly bring it in until I get the other side, or sorry, the other clamps in there, and then get a full clamp. Bam, we're in. So now we got our wheel clamped and solid in the machine. That's where we're gonna swing our arm over. As you'll see, it doesn't stop at the rim diameter, so we're gonna twist this little knob which holds on the arm, which will get me the correct depth for the rim. So once you got your arm lined up, you can drop your bird dog down to the rim, lock it in using this little clamp right here. And then at this point, your wheel's locked in, it spins, it's ready to go. You go ahead and grab your tire iron. At this point, you got your nice little slant at the end. You want it to slant down so you can, so now you got your arm lined up. You're gonna drop your bird dog down to the rim, lock it in with your clamp, and you're ready for the next step. So this next stage, you're gonna need your tire iron. Start with it angled down, going in. So when you bring the tire over the rim, it ends up. And we'll go ahead and we'll just do that real quick. So only grab the top bead and we'll bring that over the bird dog. And at this point you can spin her around and get this top bead off. Bam, so that top bead's free. At this point you're gonna start with your tire iron angled up. You'll go in, scoop the other bead and bring it over the bird dog. And same thing, spin her around and your tire will be done. Get this guy off here. Bam. So now you got just rim ready for the other tire. And putting on your other tire, make sure you get your orientation right of which way the wheel goes. So we'll look for the arrow here. Looks like it's going this way, which on Sportsters, the sprocket's going the other way. So we want it to be spinning this way, which the arrow right there pointing that way, so we'll put it on this way. Usually I like to hang it off the side here just so we can swing our arm back in. And kind of ride it on the top of this angled ledge and slide her in, and then we'll give her a spin and this should bring that bottom bead on. Bam. So now we got that bottom bead on there. We're ready to pop this top bead in and then we'll put some air in her. I'm popping the top bead. I like to use the curved end and hook it on the bird dog to bring this other bead into the channel. And we'll give her a little spin. And you want the tire to be riding on the top of the bird dog. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick my tire iron right here, give it a little spin. And when you're putting on the top bead, you want it to look like this. So basically, you're riding on the top of the bird dog and then underneath the bird dog under the rim on this side. And from here, let me help it around. Let's get this other bead on here. Now let me give it a little spray. It's a little dry. Bam, you can pull the lever, slide your bird dog out, and we'll press this guy. Release the wheel and we are ready for some air. We'll pop the bead on that thing. And the black rim with the white wall looks pretty sweet. Should hear a little pop. Come on now, any second. Pop. And there she is. Got the tire outbeated. We'll go ahead and put the valve stem back in and get it up to the correct PSI. We'll get this thing, throw it back on the bike. Let's see where we're at. .40 PSI. Let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this wheel put back in here. Go ahead and get your chain lined up on the sprocket. Usually I like to start on this side, get the axle and the axle spacer started. I'll go ahead and lift up the wheel and hammer through. I usually don't hammer it all the way, just enough to where axle is kind of sticking out, so I can just rest this other spacer perfectly on there. We'll go ahead and we'll slide the cock stump parts handbrake bracket on. So go ahead and we'll just slide this guy in there. Sometimes kind of a pain in the ass to line up. Stump bike stuff. So now we got that cox bracket. Get that lined up and we'll get the axle through that. Bam, now that's in there. Go ahead and we'll line up the other axle adjuster. And hammer through. Go ahead and we'll get our washer, our axle nut. We'll go ahead and we'll tighten that on there real quick. It's my own personal stunt bike, so I don't torque anything, just dad tight. Get our cotter pin back in here. Now we're ready to throw the calipers back on the bracket, and then we'll lift this thing down and we'll take it out. Pads still look pretty good on these, nice and fresh. Just did that not too long ago. Go ahead, we'll just get these finger tight and we'll come through with the power ratchet. Let's make sure we got all of our spacers in there. Come through and tighten these Johnnies up. So we got the fresh white walls put on, or the fresh old tires. Honestly though, it still look like it got really good tread. But the wheel is put on, everything's done, everything's tight. Got the compressor drained. Ideal tire machine. I would rate it 9 out of 10, honestly. It's been a huge lifesaver in the shop here with these stunt bikes, and it's been a huge help. But let's go ahead and we'll pull this off the lift and we'll pull it outside real quick. Also, shout out Harbor Freight. Love this compressor. Harbor Freight toolbox, Hercules brand tools. Balling on budget. Alright guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Got some fresh rubber on. What's up, dude? All in all, if you're thinking about getting a tire machine, I highly recommend it. Big game changer. First month I've had it, I'd say probably 20 to 30 tires. Sorry, the guys are out here doing some work on the roof, but I think that's gonna be it for today. Go whip this thing out and go do some burnouts this weekend. Peace out.